Hare Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. And at that time, Srila Prabhupada told him that please make sure you do this service because you don't know. But Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he is an eternal associate of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. The spiritual Gauranga Mahaprabhu has very kindly sent him to help me. So you please help me by giving him Indian citizenship. And the rest is history. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj has created the Iskcon headquarters at Sri Mayapur Dham. He is the leader for congregational development all over the world for so many years. And based on the Namahatta system established by Nityananda Prabhu, it was documented by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his writings. Based on that, after intense research, Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj has created the Bhakti Vriksha curriculum, which is so successful. And we are trying to implement it in our own humble way here in New Paniyati Dham also. So without further ado, I humbly request Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj to enlighten us and enliven us with his transcendental message. And before that, just a few seconds, I want to quickly introduce some of the visiting devotees who have come. For the pleasure of Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, I would like to introduce them. There are so many visiting devotees, it's not possible for me to introduce everyone. But we have amongst us two very special devotees who have flown in, especially from New Jersey. We have Yashoda Dulal Prabhu and Shri Radhika Mataji. If you can please raise your hands, Yashoda Dulal Prabhu and Shri Radhika Mataji. They have flown especially from New Jersey so that they can have darshan of Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj and hear from him. So with lot of gratitude and happiness, let us welcome them by 3 times loudly chanting Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! And we also have with us His Grace Amarendra Prabhu and his younger brother Arjun Sakha Prabhu. They have also come here eagerly waiting to hear from Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So let us welcome both of them by 3 times loudly chanting Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! And we have several devotees from New York and Toronto, Canada who have come also to get the divine association of Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So let us welcome all the visiting devotees to New Paniyati Dham by 3 times loudly chanting Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Thank you so much, Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, for blessing us with your kind association.
Krishna Padaya, Krishna Prastaya, Krishna Yadav Hari Chalam Pangalan Nayatigarim Yakivata Mahanmande Srigurum Dinatadinam Paramanandamadavam Sri Chaitanya Isram Hari Om Tat Sat. I had a stroke in 2008. Since then, my speech is a little blurry. So, I don't know if you need a repetition or you can understand what I say. Does anyone need a repetition?
No. Very clear.
I'll tell you, here for 10 minutes, tell me. Sometimes people, they listen, then afterwards they come up to our secretary and say, what did he say? So, I was mentioning, see, Prabhupada visited here, he sat in that chair. And he worshipped these Lord Nitai deities. He chanted Lochandas's Bhajana, Parma Karuna, Pahudui Jana, Nitai Gaura Chanda, Sadhyavatara, Saravani, Keva Ananda Kanda. And of all, see, our belief is that, as it says in the Bible and other holy scriptures, that there's a kingdom of God, there's a spiritual abode, and that is actually the major three part of the entire creation. We are in a kind of material world, is a kind of prison house, where we are allowed to stay to get back to the spiritual world. That's the ultimate purpose, but while we're here, we can try to enjoy separately from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, here, God, the Supreme Person, is not obvious. Actually, anyone who's intelligent can figure out that without His presence, there could not be existence. Just like you may not know that our government in Atlanta, but they clean the roads, the lights on and off, the street lights, the red lights, the yellow and the green, all these things are because behind it is the government. So we have various things in the material world, and that's because of the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he comes down once in every what we call it the yuga. And then the Kali Yuga, he came 3 times. He came as Lord Buddha, he came as Lord Chaitanya, and at the end of Kali Yuga, he will come as Kalki. So these things are predicted. And Lord Chaitanya, he came 500 years ago. So he is said to be, of all the incarnations of God, he is the most, he was like a crown jewel. He's the best of all. Because he would give out his mercy freely. Every religion tells us we should love God. But how do you do it? If you ask, well, I like to love him, what does he look like? It's a mystery. What does he do? It's a mystery. What's he like? It's a mystery. How you love someone if you don't know anything about him? So, in the Vedas, especially in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's ample description about the incarnations of Godhead. And of all the incarnations, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was the most merciful. Many incarnations came and did some amazing things. Like, he came as a fish on one H.Jayapataka, and there, the swami Manu, he took 2 of each animal, one male and one female, in a gigantic boat, which was pulled by that fish incarnation. Now, in the Bible and in the Old Testament, it talks about Noah and his ark. There's a great similarity. Probably they're talking about the same person. But it doesn't mention that he was pulled in the flood by the fish incarnation. The Lord comes in every species, as a fish, as a boar, as a half man, half lion, as a tortoise, karma avatar, various avatars. But his original form is Krishna. And that form, the human beings are made in the image of that form. And not that we made God in our image, we're made in his image. So, he also came as the ideal king, as Lord Ram. But Krishna is the original form. So, when he came in the previous Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, he had some wonderful pastimes. As a child, he would do amazing things to please his parents, but actually he had all the power. And just that, for his parents, he was the ideal son. But he did one thing when he was 6 years old. He lifted a mountain called Govardhan. He lifted Govardhan Hill and saved the villagers that the village he lived in from the floodwater of Indra. So later Indra came and begged his forgiveness. that I didn't understand who you were. And all the cowherd boys then, they came out to the father of Lord Krishna and said, "We just saw your son lift a mountain with one finger. Don't tell us he's an ordinary person. Who is your son? We want to know. Now you tell us." He said, "Well, the astrologer Gargamuni told me at the time of his birth that he has the power of the Supreme Lord, Narayana, and he would be very good for the cowherd men of Vrindavan." So, like that, why did he have all the power of the Supreme Godhead? Because he was the Supreme Godhead. That we can tell. So, the Vrajavasis, the residents of Vrindavan, they loved Krishna. They didn't know particularly that he was the Supreme Person, but they loved him. And that is the ideal thing, to love Krishna. Now, if you love because he's famous, rich, powerful, that's one thing. But if you love him because he's such a nice person, he is a wonderful person. Now, most people don't know what he's like, but in the Bhagavatam, it tells in the 10th canto, which we have written as a Krishna book also, that Prabhupada wrote that. That's introduction by George Harrison of the Beatles. And in the Krishna book, it tells something about Krishna, his pastime from his childhood to his entire life, till he went back to Godhead, his own abode. So, Lord Chaitanya, the Krishna had such a good time. He thought of people in the next age, the Kali Yuga. We are in the Kali Yuga. It is the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. Have you ever had any quarrels in this? So, for no reason, sometimes there's quarrels. As he said, I'm an Indian citizen now, and we have immense valuable properties, developments in Mayapur. So Prabhupada wanted me to stay there, and he said, become an Indian. Although I was born in this country, and many of you are American citizens. I, for one, was American, and I had to renounce my American citizenship to become Indian. Indians are talking, but Americans talking. I was just carrying out the order of my guru. Now, I wish there were no visas and passports and things. That's another. So, Krishna was thinking, I had such a good time in my pastimes, but the people of Kali Yuga, they are deprived of this opportunity. I will come again as a devotee, because in Kali Yuga, he doesn't come proclaimed as the Supreme Person. He comes in disguise. Because there's so many people who claim to be God in this age of Kali. In India, you got so many. One person, he was in the Bhakti Vedanta Hospital, and he had some magazines. So, devotee care or patient care person. He has all your interest in spiritual life. You have all these magazines. Well, he said, one thing confuses me. You see, every group says that their founder is God. So who is really God? And so this devotee, this patient care person, he said, our founder didn't say what he was God. He said he's a servant of God. And in fact, I was present in Boston in 1969 when Prabhupada came. And so many people gave him a garland that he had gone out to his head, he took off the garland again. And he said that one may offer respect to the spiritual master like one would offer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he is not God. If he thinks he's God, and he's not G-O-D, God, he's the opposite. He's D-O-G, God. So, this person, he was having this phenomenon that so many groups claim, in India at least, they claim their founder is the Supreme Godhead. But Prabhupada, he wasn't like that. Actually, so Krishna, he doesn't come as a proclaimed avatar in Kali Yuga. He predicted, it said who his mother will be, where he will appear. It says all those things. So he tells who is the avatar by 3 criteria. He should be mentioned in the Shastra, in the scripture. His quality should match what's said. So, we went in Telugu, that's in Rajamundry. There was a person, a man and his wife. They said there was a Kalki avatar. But according to the scripture, Kalki comes at the end of the Kali Yuga, which is about 427,000 years from now. So one devotee came and asked him, don't you have your schedule a bit messed up? I mean, you're supposed to come 400,000 years from now. And he said, well, I may not be guilty of that, but I am God. So, because of that, God himself doesn't come in Kali Yuga as a proclaimed God, but he is addicted. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it said that Krishna will come, but he will not be black color. He'll be golden color. And he'll be accompanied by his associates, his expansions, his energies, Sangapangasya Parshadam, Yajjaya Sankirtana Prayaya. He will establish the Sankirtan sacrifice. Sankirtan means chanting the name of the Lord. And that is the special process recommended for this age of Kali Yuga. Now, Yajjaya Sankirtana Prayaya Yajanti Hi Sumeda Zaha. And those who are very intelligent, they will follow him. Intelligence means if you can get something easy, why do something more difficult? So Lord Chaitanya gives out His mercy very easily. He doesn't consider who is qualified, who is not qualified. He gives out His mercy freely. And especially He showed this in Panihati-dam. Prabhupada said this place is no Panihati. Just like you have New York, New Hampshire, so many news. So, Prabhupada said, no Vrindavan, no Dwarka, no Panihati. So, many people don't know the great culture of Panihati. Since I am also the GDC of Bengal, therefore I knew I went with Srila Prabhupada on 2 occasions to Panihati-dam. And other than that, I've been there many times. And Bhakti swami, he was also there. And so there, the Lord manifested a big festival of chanting Hare Krishna and giving out some snacks, some fried rice, yogurt, and fruits. Now it's not fruit season in India, it's winter. But in the summer, when we have this festival, there's lots of mangoes, jackfruit, lychees, bananas, etc. So here, I established that festival because I had some experience that we don't have a Panihati feast, a festival. Panihati is known for its festival. In fact, even today, every year, there's no advertisement, there's no propaganda, no TV ads, nothing. But hundreds of thousands of people attend. They go there just to have a minute chanting and take some chair. There's no organized thing. It's a spontaneous festival of love. So I hope that here you'll be also observing that festival of love. And so this place is especially blessed because Srila Prabhupada came here. But in Atlanta, this is a big city. I think the airport has been declared as the busiest airport in the world. Can you still understand me?
Yes.
Anybody needs repetition? This is a multicultural city. We have the Afro-Americans, we have the Indians, we have the white Americans, we have the Latins, all kinds of people. So, this city can be developed in a variety of ways. Prabhupada said that in Calcutta, you can have at least 10 temples. And in Delhi, I think His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he has developed about 13 or 14 temples. He did that. And then in Bombay, there's Radha Swami has one temple, in Chowpatty, one in the Echo Village, one hospital, and then in Mirror Road also there's a temple, and Juda temple, and New Bombay temple. How many is that? 6. So many. Here, why only one temple? Such a big city. So I hope that sometimes all the people who are interested in expanding the preaching here in Atlanta will meet together and we can think. Devamrita Maharaj told me that I can stay here sometime while I want. Unfortunately, I have various other places I have to go eventually. But I would be very happy since I spent about 22 years here after coming back from India. So naturally I'm interested to see and hear the preaching develop. But anyway, Lord Chaitanya, he is Krishna himself who came to give out the mercy that we need. And we have a choice. We could take the karma airline. And fly here, they said, thank you for taking our airline. We know you have many choices, but you took our airline. So thank you very much. So if you say you had 2 airlines, of course there are more, but say you had 2. The Karma airline and the Gauranga, Nityananda Mercy airline. The Karma airline, every good karma you do, you get a good result. Every bad karma you do, you get a bad result. Disease, litigation, bad birth, so many things. A good birth, good money, good family, with a heavenly existence. So that's the karma airline. You get what you deserve. The Lord Chaitanya Mercy airline, that even you do a little bit, you get immense discounts, immense mercy, and you can go back to the original spiritual world. So, how many would like the special, as you want, a la carte, Karma airline? And who wants the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Mercy airline? So, see, our human life, normally people don't know about this special offer, the special mercy airline of Lord Chaitanya. So they are forced to take all kinds of situations, even they don't want. Now, normally it takes, say, about many births to achieve perfection. And Gita, Bhagavad Gita, there's a verse, Bahunam Janmanavante. So that the many births one realizes, many births one realizes who is Krishna. But by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, you can know that very quickly and wind up all your business and in one life go back to Godhead. Now, of course, there may be some, since you're fast tracking, there may be some karmas on the way. They get reduced, but something maybe that part of life in the material world. And I was once, I had a high fever, and they diagnosed me as having malaria. Well, I didn't have malaria, I had a UTI, a urinary tract infection. But it had a remittent kind of fever, so they thought, oh, he has malaria. So they gave me, so I had a very high fever. I thought I was in Mayapur, and I was listening to Srila Prabhupada's lectures in Vrindavan. And although my body was burning, and feeling so much pain, but I was feeling so much happiness to hear Srila Prabhupada, to hear his lectures. So I realized I'm not the body. My body is something, but I, the Atma in the body, living force, I'm really happy by hearing this chanting of Hare Krishna. So that was in the 70s. I have such realizations many times over. But I won't talk about that. So, Lord Chaitanya, he came down and he had these amazing pastimes that he went to Gaya, and there he performed the Pindi, the ceremonies for his deceased father. And then he gone to Gaya. It's a special place. See, there are 11 Gayas. So, in Vishnu Gaya, where you go to perform the, say if you have any forefathers that have they passed away, and you want to do something to help them. So this place is especially dedicated, and you worship the lotus feet of Lord Gadadhar Vishnu, and then the result you offer to your forefather. So this way, a son or daughter can save the father from our mother or our grandmother from a very hellish situation. So Lord Chaitanya went there, and he met Ishwarpuri Maharaj, and then he asked, please give me initiation. He had already had the Upanayana, which is a sacred thread ceremony, but he had not taken the Pancharatic initiations or the Hare Krishna mantra initiation. So he asked for initiation. After getting it, he started dancing in ecstasy. He started spinning around. Tears were coming from his eyes like syringes, squirting all the people around him. He had so much bliss, chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then he became a bit embarrassed. He saw everybody watching me, so he stopped his kirtan. He performed the final rites for his father in Gaya. Gaya also famous, it has Bodh Gaya, one of the 11 Gayas. Our Lord Buddha had his realization under the Bodh Gaya tree. And that place there, there are various holy places in Gaya. So many Japanese, Chinese, Burmese, Sri Lankan, Sinhalese. They go to that place to see the place where Lord Buddha was enlightened. The Lord Buddha, he didn't talk about God. He didn't talk about his believers. He just said, follow me. He was mentioned in the Vedas. He is an incarnation of God. So he was dealing with the atheistic people who didn't believe in God. And he said, don't worry about it, I don't know, that's something we don't have to think about. But worship me. So here are the people that worship our Buddha. I don't know if you've ever seen any Buddhist temple. Big figure of Buddha, reclining Buddha, sitting Buddha, and they do arti, they do puja. So although they officially don't believe in God, but they worship Lord Buddha. Buddha is God. So anyway, this way kind of tricked them. But they don't think Buddha is God, they think. I went to one place in Thailand where we went to distribute prasada at the Arangel Kabet camp when they were fleeing from Pol Pot. So they addressed me, oh, you are a Buddha to be. Their concept is that as a monk, you are a Buddha to be. You are going to be a Buddha. So I encourage them to chant Hare Krishna. They said, well, can you show us how to do it? I didn't know Kartal, Domardanga. They had a triangle bell that they would ring to call people for food. So I took that and I started chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting and chanting, now just watch it. This is not a spectator sport. You have to participate. You have to also chant. And then I got them to repeat after me, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So then I had, there must have been, I don't know, 500 people there. Wow. And many monks, others all chanting. Meanwhile, see from Atlanta, Rupanuga, Balavanta, on there, and they're talking with the camp leaders how we could set up some prasad distribution. And they're amazed. In the meantime, I got all the 500 people chanting Hare Krishna. But anyway, Lord Chaitanya, he came, he went to Gaya, and there he was heading, he said, I'm going to go to Vrindavan, I'm going to see the land of Krishna, and he was acting as a devotee. But then the voice came from the sky, wait, you can't go to Vrindavan now, you'll go later. Now, you go back to Navadip and start a Sankirtan movement. Later, you go to Vrindavan. So he was reminded of the script of his pastime by the director. So, Tulsi Devi, she's director of the pastime of Krishna. Anyway, Lord Chaitanya, when he got back to Navadip, he left as Divine Pandit, the greatest scholar. He came back as Gaura Hari! Gaura Hari! Gaura Hari! The greatest devotee. And he got all the people to chant. He had thousands of students in his Sanskrit school, and then he taught them all how to chant. So they were chanting, and all the people in Navadip were amazed. How are all these young people chanting Hare Krishna? So, in my Pandit, he became Gaura Hari, and he started the Sankirtan movement. He called all the devotees to the house by the side of the Ganges, Sultanbar Brahmachari's house, and there was a kirtan. He told them that, can I not say I saw Krishna? I don't know what it's like to see Krishna and lose it. I saw him. He embraced me. They ran away. You don't know what it's like to have Krishna and lose him. So then they start kirtan, and for 12 hours that kirtan went on, and tears were flowing from the eyes of Lord Chaitanya like the Ganges was flowing. And he put his arms around the devotees, and crying and chanting. And he saw Gadadhar Prabhu. He said, you are a devotee your whole life. You were always a devotee. I was not a devotee. I was a pandit. I was an academician, scholar. I wasted so much time. But you are always a devotee. So you glorifying Gadadhar Prabhu. Of course, this is a Leela of Lord Chaitanya's pastime, that for 16 years he played as a pandit, as a great scholar. But then he took all his students, he took everybody and started the Sankirtan movement of chanting. At that time, Lord Nityananda came and visited him and joined him. So, this is the one place where Lord Chaitanya said he always stays. He's a Tani Hati down. So here Lord Chaitanya is always present. If we invoke the ashram mode of Tani Hati, he says he's always present there. So, anyway, since you have, I hope you read the books of His Divine Grace, of H.Jayapataka, Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada, and especially look out the areas in the Andhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita about the Pranihati. Also, I'm in the some of the other literatures. It also mentions the Pranihati. Lord Chaitanya told Lord Nityananda when he took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri, he said, I didn't finish the work in Bengal. I had to leave it half finished. So I used to go back to Bengal and spread the Harinam Sankirtan. So Lord Nityananda agreed to go back, but he asked for a group of devotees to help him. So he got a group of devotees together, and the first place they arrived in Bengal was Tanihatidam. So he started the Sankirtan, and he continued it there as far as Lord Nityananda's process. He started there, and then he took it throughout Bengal. So it's a very important place, and lots of nectar to remember. Prahlad wanted to make a center in Vanihati. It's a little bit outside of Calcutta. The original tree that Lord Nityananda sat under is still there. And the house of Radha Pandit has been rebuilt, but the original quality tree and the place where Lord Nityananda is doing kirtan is still there. So everybody from Manila should take time around Lakshman. His house is very close to Panyati. I'm sure if they asked him, he could arrange that you go and see the Panyati Dam. It's on the bank of the Ganges. And it's a very nice place. But anyway, if you have any questions on the, I'll try to answer some questions.
Prabhuji has a question.
Hare Krishna. Passing the mic. Oh. Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Gaurachandra. I got a question about Gaurachandra. It's a little bit deep, but if anybody would have a good opinion of it, it is you. According to the Chaitanya Charitamrita, well, I've always heard that Lord Chaitanya was the Supreme Lord, but he was in the guise of a devotee. Is there any evidence that he himself knew he was Krishna?
See, Advaita Gosai, he had done some sacrifice to bring Lord Chaitanya down. He himself is an avatar of Mahavishnu. But to get out love of Godhead is not easy, not possible for other incarnations. Only Krishna himself and Balaram give out love. So there's a pastime that Lord Chaitanya, he had to reveal himself to Advaita Goswami that he was Krishna himself, that Advaita's sacrifice to bring down Krishna was successful, and Krishna had come So that for 21 hours, Lord Advaita offered arti to Lord Chaitanya, and everyone saw amongst his intimate associates, everybody could see that he was a supreme person. But normally, he would keep himself hidden. There are a few occasions like that where he showed his actual identity. But actually, other times, if someone said that he is Krishna, he told you, no, listen, I'm a devotee. So he was playing the part of a devotee. But just to prove to Advaita Gosai and to some other devotees on certain occasions, he revealed his actual identity. To Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, to Ravananda. There was a few times to Srilas Thakur, he revealed his actual identity. There was one traveling mendicant. He went to the house of Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra, and he was living in the forest. So he was eating fruits, roots. They asked him, please cook for your Gopal deity, and you're our guest. He'll be happy if you take full rice, sabji, dal, etc. prasadam here. Well, he cooked, and as he was offering to Gopal, he called Gopal, Agayami, come here, Gopal. Take the Lord Chaitanya, he's Gopal. But he went and he ate, and he thought of this child. No. The offering is spoiled. And then he went with a stick. The Congress says, why are you destroying this sadhu's offering? But the sadhu stopped, no, he's just a boy. He doesn't know wrong and right or wrong. Why do you want to punish him? And like this went on, getting requested to give. Finally, the elder brother of Lord Chaitanya Vishnu, who is himself the incarnation of Sankarshan, he requested the sadhu to please cook one more time. This was the third time. So that would keep Lord Chaitanya Udivine, keep it away. But then, midnight, nobody around, silent. Here, Gopal, please come here. Take this away. The Lord Chaitanya appeared. No. Then he said, why you keep calling me? And then he showed himself as Gopal. And seeing his worshipful deity of Krishna as a child. So Nimai left. He was so happy. He started taking the food that eaten by Gopal and rubbing it over his body and saying, Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. And Jagannath Mishra came out and said, wow, he really likes the food, he takes it all over his body. So there's some special occasions where Lord Chaitanya revealed who he was. But that's very rare. And that wasn't for the general public. But there is such pastimes. Haribol! Haribol! satisfied customer. Other question? Can't say my is wrong word. All right, thank you very much.
Srila Prabhupada ki. So everyone please be seated. Maharaj is going to lead the kirtan right now. But if you can all be seated, and we would like to have our Sunday feast sponsors, if you could please come up and perform the arati. And if we can turn Maharaj around to see their lordships, if we could all turn around to see their lordships. I'd like to request Sonia, Ravichandran and Sagar to please come up along with their family. Shyam Bihari Prabhu and family to please come and perform the arati. Chitravirapur to get the garlands. Someone please. Jayam Vishnu Bhajagacharya Stutara Shata Shri Srimad Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Iskcon BBT founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Brahma Mata Goya Sampradaya Acharya Vrinda ki Sri Rup Sri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sarva Goswami Prabhupada ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Gaura Premanande. Glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We're just going to request the Sunday Feast sponsor, Representative Sujay is here, to come and get the garlands and your blessings, Maharaj. Please come up. Maharaj, this young boy is finishing school at Georgia State University. He sponsored the Sunday Feast along with his family. So thank you very much. So His Holiness H.Jayapataka Swami Maharaj will keep you posted about his schedule. We're still waiting to hear back from the officers. Meantime, every evening, Maharaj is giving Gaur Katha. For those of you who are able to come to hear Gaur Katha, every evening in the building next door, Maharaj is spending time with all the devotees. So whoever has time, and if you can make it here, please come to hear more and more Gaur Katha every day. So that normally starts around 7 o'clock. There's always some prasadam, so you don't have to cook at home. From work, you can come straight here and we'll feed you prasadam before you go home. His Holiness Sri H.Jayapataka Swami Maharaj ki. Tomorrow is cancelled. So tomorrow maybe, we'll keep you posted. If you're in the Temple Panihati WhatsApp group, we'll keep you posted. Maharaj may have a meeting tomorrow, but we'll keep you posted. So please come and have the last darshan. Prasadam will be served outside.